I was going to do a tier list for SUPERVIVE characters, specifically based on their character design. I'm just going to read the quick snippet of their abilities. We're going to put them in a tier. Smash is going to be whether I think they're going to be super fun to play. And then pass will be, I personally will not have fun playing with them, but I'm still going to try them out. And then I'll come back and revisit this in a different video reaction, probably by the end of the week, at the end of the playtest. So that's my current goal. Okay, so first off, we're going to start from left to right just on the character selection thing. So Bishop looks awesome. From the gameplay that I've seen a little bit of gameplay for the game generally. I think that Bishop looks like she's going to be a ton of fun to play. She reminds me of like a Vi mixed with Doomfist, mixed with just a couple of different characters. But those are the two major ones, just Vi and Doomfist. Their passive is direct hits with ballistics. Their left mouse button empowers your next shot. Okay, and it has glitched out to be Jewel. And reduces launch boots, which is your left shift charge time. Okay, so that's cool. So if I get direct hits with my left mouse button, it reduces my movement ability is my guess. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Does it say by how much? By 2 seconds. Okay, so we'll have to see how long that is. So that might be like a pertinent thing for their ability. Keeps swapping over to Jewel. So left mouse button is just ballistics. It fires a rocket. And it looks like they move pretty fast from what I've seen. They seem very good. They do a decent amount of damage. And when adrenaline converter, which is my passive, activates, your next shot fires a big rocket that has a larger explosion radius and deals 66% bonus damage. That sounds crazy. Detonation, place an explosive satchel that explodes after a 6-second delay for a specific amount of damage, knocks back you and nearby enemies. So I can reactivate the ability and detonate early. That seems really fun. Launch boots, which is my shift ability. Blast yourself into the air and deal 80 plus 20% damage in a small radius around your feet, knocking enemies back, and then slams enemies downwards, and then it has 2 charges. That's interesting. Okay, that's not the ability I expected it to be, but we're gonna have to see how that goes. So it launches me into the air, it knocks back enemies, and it also slams enemies downwards. So that's pretty cool. Rocket punch, this is the ability I thought maybe it was gonna be. Charge up for 0.5 seconds, then punch all enemies in front of you. Okay, so that's why I thought Doomfist. It knocks them back. Enemies knocked into a wall are stunned, damaged again, and dealt 20% of their max health as damage. Oh, in a small radius. That also knocks up enemies. Gain a 50 plus 4% bonus max HP shield, stacking up to 4 times. Oh, that's super cool. So hitting people with this ability grants shields per enemy, so you can hit up to 4 people. A full squad will give you max amount of shields. If Wisp is knocked into a wall, they die. Oh, that's cool. So if I hit a Wisp, it just knocks them out. So I can aim for a Wisp and a player, get two knocks hopefully. If you hit nothing, you are heavily slowed. Oh man, that's crazy. For half a second. Okay, and then blast off. Your suit blasts off towards your target location. If you hit an enemy, you jump to your location, your current movement input direction. Wait, hold up. Your suit blasts off towards your target location. If you hit an enemy, you jump in your current movement input direction. Deal X amount of damage and stun them for up to 2 seconds based on how long you traveled. Other enemies in a moderate radius are damaged and knocked away. That seems crazy. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out because it says you're going to jump in your current movement input direction. So I don't know if it's saying like towards the direction that you targeted. But that seems super strong. That seems like a lot of fun. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her into oh wait, I don't have an A. All right, hold on. Wait. I'm going to put her into, I think I'm going to have a ton of fun on her. I'm thinking S, man. I feel like she's going to be a ton of fun to play. Okay. And then yeah, S is for Bishop. Bishop seems super fun. I can't wait to play her once I'm able to. Brawl. So I already know how I feel about Brawl, but deal damage to become empowered, heal when you knock an enemy or kill a creep. Okay, that's super cool. Quick attack is press left click for a series of melee attacks and hold my left click to fire a ranged blast. That's very cool. And if you guys want to see the full tooltip here, there we go. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can pause. Heavy attack. So my right click, deal execution damage. Whoa. Execution slam. So if I tap it, deal execution damage that resets your retaliation, your R, if you knock an enemy. So if I kill an enemy with my right click press, then it resets my R. If I hold it, I can charge it and release to dash and do a dash attack. And if I do it while airborne, I strike down. It slows and stuns enemies. Strikes downwards, slow enemies. Enemies in the center of the ring are stunned. Slams enemies over abyss. So if I'm over the abyss, I slam them. That's crazy. And then anti-heal spin while tether chaining, which is I'm sure I'm going to get to in a second. Spin attack and apply anti-heal. That's awesome. Okay, so now I see where these abilities are working all together. Seems like he's pretty combo based. Seems like he's going to be kind of hard to play. I get a dash. Dash while attacking your facing direction. Has 3 charges. All charges are refreshed on cooldown. Okay, gotcha. Tether chain. Throw a tether that attaches to enemies or walls. Reactivate to pull yourself towards the target. And you can also, I guess, right click while tether chaining, and it'll spin and do an anti-heal attack. So that's good to know. And then there's R. Become invulnerable, then strike back with a heavy attack. Killing an enemy with this attack resets its cooldown. And I heal for 80% of the damage that you deal if I hit an enemy. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, he seems like a super fun. Do they have any skill? No. Awesome. Okay. I'm putting Brawl in. That's an instant S tier for sure. I think I'm gonna have super fun on both of them once I actually like learn how to play them. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna jump over to Felix. Okay, wow. Okay, there's a couple of bugs with the menu still. Ignite deals damage, ignites enemies in flames, and deals damage over time. So he's just a little flamethrower dude. Flamethrower, hold left click to use your flamethrower. Fireball shoots a damaging fireball that spreads ignite to nearby enemies, and ignite is a passive, so it just catches them on fire. Flame skull bash, dash damaging enemies and applying ignite. Okay, so sounds great. Flame shield, what? Pull in enemies, deal damage, and applying anti-heal. Gain a shield if I hit an enemy. Wow, that seems really strong. Oh god. Spin to deal X amount of damage to nearby enemies. Apply anti-heal for 3 seconds and then pull them towards you. If at least one enemy is hit, gain a shield for 10% of your maximum HP, increasing based on the ignite level of the enemy's hit. So if I hit them with a full combo of the other abilities, and I'll have higher ignite level, I'll gain a bigger shield. When I knock an enemy, it resets the cooldown of flame shield. Wow. And then R, which is jetpack. Fly forward, setting the ground beneath you on fire, and applies ignite to enemies. And I have seen this. This looks like a lot of fun. You can like almost drive it and control it. So he seems fun. I honestly, based on this, it sounds like I might actually have a ton of fun with him. Where is Felix? Felix is here. It's either A or Smash. I'm gonna say A. I don't typically like ranged characters, but he's kind of like a close range character. And he's a little fun little rat guy, so I'm all about it. I'm gonna put him at A for now though. Okay, Ghost. I have seen this character, I think just based on his aesthetic alone. I think I'm gonna have a decent amount of fun with this character, but let's read the abilities. Combat stem, knocking an enemy resets combat slide, and it resets that cooldown. Cool, simple enough. Left click is just hold the fire, and it deals extra damage to dazed by spike grenade. So if I use my spike grenade, which I think it looks like this is the next ability, I deal more damage. So that's pretty cool to know. Spike grenade, throw a sticky grenade that damages and dazes enemies. The grenade explodes in a cone if it hits the walls. There's some extra stuff. Knocking back an enemy reduces spike. Oh, interesting. When spike grenade is stuck to terrain, it explodes in a cone, knocking back enemies and dazing them for twice as long. Enemies launched into terrain are stunned. Oh, cool. Okay. Combat slide. Hold the slide. Hold the slide further. Cool. If used on the ground and released early, cooldown is reduced. Sounds good. So it sounds like you can also use it in the air. Ion cannon, charge your laser cannon for 0.8 seconds, then fire a beam that deals a bunch of damage. Hitting an enemy hunter with the beam reduces the cooldown by 20%. Dazed targets take 20% extra damage, so if I combo my grenade and then use this ability, they take more damage, and then pierces through most terrain and objects. That's very cool. And then mini nuke. I've heard about this ability. I haven't seen it. Fire a mini nuke at a target location. It does X amount of damage, and it's increased by 50% at the center of the radius. And it also leaves behind a fire zone for 3 seconds that deals X amount of damage per second and slows enemies. And based on the coloration, it looks like it might be, I don't know, it's purple damage, but it might be anti-heal damage. It's hard to say. I'm still learning the coloration, so I might be wrong on that. It might just be AP or something. Because they're using all these colors for different things. It looks like there's probably some sort of a stat for it. We're gonna rate Ghost at, I think Ghost looks like a lot of fun. I think probably A. It might even be above Felix. Hard to say. I feel like Felix is a little bit more chaotic. This guy seems like he might be just like, I feel like the mini nuke might be the fun of it. And just running and gunning, it might feel a little bit, I feel like Felix is gonna feel more chaotic. And I feel like Ghost is gonna just be like playing Soldier 76 in Overwatch. So we're going to jump him down to B. He might be more fun than I expect. I hope so. We'll see by the end of the week. Jewel. It keeps trying to default to Jewel while I'm looking at these characters. So it really wants me to check her out, and for good reason. Passive. Applies static to enemies. At 4 stacks, they're fully static charged. And then spells can spawn lightning orbs that reset Surge. So it sounds like if I think Surge is this guy. Yeah, so left shift. And it does a bunch of other things. Dashing through a static charged enemy with Surge damages them for 20% of their max health, plus X amount of damage, and it resets Surge and restores mana. That sounds really cool. And then hitting enemies with Lightning Spear, which is right click, or Eye of the Storm spawns lightning orbs. Walking over the orbs resets Surge's cooldown. Okay, so she's a big reset champion. Okay, got it. Fire a lightning bolt that deals X amount of damage and applies 1 stack of static. So hit them 4 times with this ability and their static charge. Lightning spear, hold and release to throw a spear of lightning. The spear knocks enemies back, stunning if they hit a wall. Okay, so there's a lot of that in this game. And I've seen there's a lot of things that other people can hit too. So create a lightning spear. And then it just, I was checking to see if there's anything else. Knocking back the first enemy hit. If they hit a wall or another enemy, they're stunned. Striking an enemy hunter spawns a lightning orb. Surge. Hold to charge or dash. Releasing it dashes you forward, dealing X amount of damage to enemies you pass through. Hitting a static charged enemy resets the surge cooldown. Deals additional damage and restores 100 HP or 100 mana. Sorry. Collecting lightning orbs resets Surge's cooldown. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Do a bunch of damage and resets off of static charged enemy or lightning orbs. Lightning javelin. So we had lightning spear. Now we have lightning javelin. Strike the ground with lightning, pulling in enemies. Applies 2 stacks of static. Oh my gosh. Can be used. Oh, to move wisps. Okay. Call down a delayed bolt of lightning at target location. Oh, so it's aimable. It's not even like in melee range. See, it deals X amount of damage, applies 2 stacks of static, and it grounds enemies while knocking them towards the bolt location. Cool. And it can be used to move wisp, as we mentioned. Eye of the Storm. Press to launch into the air. Reactivate to crash back down. Applies static to enemies and spawns lightning orbs. Let's see what the details say. Transforms you into a thunderstorm, reactivating at the target location to crash down, knocking back all nearby enemies, dealing X amount of damage, and applying 1 stack of static. And then each enemy hunter hit spawns a lightning orb. So you're incentivized to hit multiple and then use a bunch of surge resets. That sounds crazy chaotic. I feel like once I get past the stress of this character, I feel like I'll have a lot of fun with her. I think she might be tied with Felix, or she might be in S tier. She might be in a Smash. We'll put her up in Smash for now. We'll put her at the lowest. I think this is a good, fair, maybe high A. Maybe high A. Well, I tend to not like primarily ranged characters, so we're gonna see how this leans actually like while playing the game. Specifically, like while playing League of Legends, I play melee characters and non-mana characters, so we will see. Okay, very cool. So far, so good. Kingpin. I've seen a lot of Kingpin. He seems like a lot of fun, but I won't get biased until I see the abilities. Let's see. aesthetically is very cool. Feed the Beast. Knocks and assists grant bonus max health. You deal bonus backstab damage. What? Knocks and assists grant you 30 max health stacking. You lose half of your stacks on death. You deal 50% bonus backstab damage to enemy hunters. So you're incentivized to hit people from behind. So that's, and get surprised. Buckshot. There's a little shotgun there. Fires a short range burst of 7 slugs, dealing X amount of damage each slug. Accuracy decreases dramatically with each attack. Interesting. So I guess you're gonna want to space out your attacks. You don't want to like spam it, I guess. Kaiju Grasp. Okay. Massively extend your arm, grabbing the first target that it hits and pull them to your location. Landing your grab refunds 25% of the ability. Scoops wisps up in its path and pierces terrain. I also noticed something to note that it doesn't appear that it mentions on here. It says first target. It does not say first enemy. Like it doesn't. You can grab your friends with this ability. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of implications to that sentence. You can grab your friends. Pretty funny. You can grab your friends with this character. Oh my god. Come on, man. Setting me up. Okay, Brute Dash. Dash. Go further while airborne. Simple as. Iron Smash. Okay, smash your fists in front of you, dealing 200 plus whatever damage to enemies, stunning them for 1.1 seconds and slamming them. Okay, so I guess this is a spike ability. The force of the slam also sends you downwards shortly after casting. Oh, geez. Okay, so it's not super safe to do as a spike. Very cool, very cool. And then Kaiju Blast. I haven't seen this. After delay, fire an energy blast of 6 projectiles, dealing X amount of damage. After 0.6 seconds, fire 6 additional projectiles, each dealing the same amount of damage as the previous hit. And then it applies anti-heal for a short duration. Cool. Okay, so knowing that he is the grab character, they're usually pretty fun. I'm a little scared by the fact that you can hit your friends. So depending on who I'm playing with, this could be really funny. So we're going to put him high A tier for sure. I feel like I can have a ton of fun with him in a pretty low stress environment. I think he'll just have me giggling the whole time, especially with the friends I'm going to be playing with soon. Myth. Okay, all right. Aesthetically, we're putting them at Smash, but we're not going to thirst over characters. Soul Hunter. You have vision of injured hunters through Fog of War. I really butchered that. You can climb double high ground walls with jump. You must be facing the wall to climb it. Okay, so she can wall climb. Got it. Left mouse button. Hold to charge your arrow. Increases its damage, releasing to fire. Charge for too long makes your arrows weaker. Oh, so there's a sweet spot. Okay. Press to shoot, and it does weak arrows that does X amount of damage. Hold to charge your bow. Release after 1 charge to shoot an empowered arrow that deals more damage. Release after 2 charges to shoot a supercharged arrow that does even more damage, destruction damage with increased range. And then hold for too long, and you become overdrawn, which weakens your arrow. Releasing empowered or supercharged arrows the moment they are ready makes your next charged arrow faster. Wow. Okay, so this seems like a lot of skill to this character. Very cool. Hold to charge the arrow, releases a release to fire the arrow that impales enemies, knocking them back. If an enemy hits a wall, they're stunned. Charged impale shots cause enemies to take increased damage when hitting a wall. Oh, okay. So if you charge this ability, I'm assuming similar to like the last ability. Oh, this isn't... Wait. Oh, so you can just hold this, I guess. Okay, yeah. So, sorry. I thought that this was... For some reason, I thought this was like a toggle ability, and then on your next left click. But no. You can just hold this ability. Charging it increases the amount of damage when they hit the wall. But specifically, that's what it says. So when you hold it and charge it, they do more damage specifically when they hit the wall, not just flat out more damage. And it can be used on enemy wisps. Very cool. Spirit Walk. I've seen this. This looks like a cool ability. Quickly dodge roll and enter Spirit Walk for almost 3 seconds. The Spirit Walk allows you to walk through walls and objects. You cannot walk into terrain or vaults. Taking damage ends Spirit Walk. If Spirit Walk ends while inside a wall, you lose 30 additional mana, and you teleport where you entered the wall. Both Spirit Walk charges reset after 11 seconds, but this cooldown was reset when you use a charge. I see. Gotcha. Rain of arrows. Fire a cone that creates a wall of arrows for 4 seconds, dealing X amount of damage. It also slows and applies anti-heal. Okay. Knocking burning enemies applies cremation. Okay. Interesting. All right. So myth, aesthetically, like I said, smash. As far as gameplay wise, I don't actually think that I would have that much fun playing myth. I'm gonna put her down to C. I personally just don't like ranged characters. I'm not a big archer character player specifically. Aesthetically up here, play wise right here. Shiv looks cool, man. He's so aggressive. Well, he has a lot of feelings right now. He got a lot of big feelings. Malice, star of the show. Deal increased damage for each arc slinger left mouse button hit, and heal when you knock an enemy. Okay, arc slinger is your left mouse button. It just shoots a bolt of energy. Very cool. Trick shot. I'm getting pushed around by my boy back here, so he's having a show. Throw bolas that damage the ground. Damage and ground your target. If 2 targets are hit, they're stunned. Oh, that's cool. So if I hit 2 targets, I can stun them. Otherwise, I guess ground is like a root, is my ultimate guess. Cartwheel. Dash and empower your next arc slinger ability. Hitting the empowered shot resets the ability cooldown. Very cool. Very cool. So you can just be dashing and resetting and dashing and resetting. By the way, he is lightly biting me. It really doesn't hurt. Sometimes he just pulls me in an awkward spot. But anyways, okay. Throw a dagger and reactivate to teleport to its location. If you hit an enemy with a dagger, they are slowed. Okay, very cool. That seems like fun. I think I've seen this. You can throw this ability off the map, and if it goes into the abyss, it just finishes. It just goes away, and you can't actually teleport anywhere. So you have to be careful of where you actually throw the dagger at. You can also throw it at terrain, not just players, and it'll stick into terrain. So pretty cool. Death Blossom fires a barrage at all nearby enemies, dealing bonus damage near the edge. So instead of being as close as you possibly can with your Reaper ultimate, you want to be like aiming for the edge, kind of like a Darius Q, his little spinny Healy boy. So it does the most damage at the edge of the ability. So very cool. And it also resets Cartwheel. Oh, so she's another like reset character. Aesthetically, she looks awesome. She reminds me of the girl from what was that game? Ready Player One. She looks like a lot of fun. Kit sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna have a ton of fun with her. We're gonna throw Shiv up here, somewhere around in this area. Maybe right here next to Brawl. Yeah, we'll just say tied with Brawl. And then we got Shrike. Okay, Shrike seems cool. I like the aesthetic. Okay, passive. Your shots mark an enemy. Shooting a marked target deals extra damage. Snipe. Fire your sniper rifle. Simple as. Bird bomb. I've seen this, but I didn't quite know what it meant. Lobs an explosive bird that deals damage and stuns. That's crazy. Applies cremation to enemy wisps. Okay, so I guess it kills enemy wisps. Disengage. Fires a shot that propels you backwards and grounds enemies hit. So it's probably like the Caitlyn E from League of Legends. And then it resets when you knock an enemy. So if you last hit an enemy, it'll reset this and you'll still get the ability. So you can use it twice. Very cool. Eyes in the sky. Launch your scout to gain vision and applies anti-heal. Reactivate to create a ward. What? Fire a phoenix that scouts over an area, reveal enemies it passes over, and applying anti-heal. Reactivates, the phoenix will circle an area, providing vision for up to 15 seconds. That's crazy. Okay. Very cool. All cover duration. 15, 20, and 25 as you increase the level of it. Legendary bullet. Fire a long-range shot that pierces terrain. So she is Caitlyn. This character is Caitlyn mixed with Ashe, it sounds like. She seems super cool. I feel like I would actually have fun with this character compared to what I first thought before seeing her kit. She seems like she could be a lot of fun. She seems like she'd be really not good in close range, which is typically where I thrive. She might be the exception. I'm going to put her up maybe high B, low A. We'll make it so that Ghost isn't lonely. That's what we're going to do right now. Ghost isn't lonely in B. Okay, Celeste. Or no, that's this character right here. Okay, never mind. Come on. Funny girl. Oluna. All right. Interesting character. I've heard a lot about this character. I forgot their name. Backpack. You can pick up and carry allied wisps. Okay. That's cool. So they're in the protector category. The last couple characters that I've covered were in the fighter category. So we're going over protectors now. Moonshot. Fires a shot that restores mana and deals ramping damage. After not firing for a brief time, your next shot is empowered. Hits apply Moonburn to the target. Hitting a target affected by Moonburn deals bonus damage and returns mana. Stacks up to 5 times. After not firing for a short duration, your next shot is empowered with increased range and double mana return. Interesting. Bound by Fate fires a shot that root and the other ability are different. Interesting. Ground. So I guess ground is like knocks them down, and root is actually holding them in place. Fires a shot that roots and damages in an AoE after a delay. Cool. Lighter than air. Dash. Go further while airborne. Short dash in your direction. Dashing through allies refunds half of the ability cooldown and 1 second of rejuvenating aura. E. Cooldown. Cool. Which is coming up. Rejuvenating Aura summons a healing zone and reactivates to throw. Heals allies in a radius around you over 2.5 seconds with a burst of X amount of healing at the end. Reactivate to toss the zone to a target location and boost healing for 50% for 1 second. It attaches to any ally it passes through and is destroyed if attached to a stunned character. Okay, that sounds crazy. Divine Intervention. Heal an ally. Let's see. Channel a heal on an ally. Can be used on allies, on ally wisps to bring them back. Heal an ally or allied wisp over time for 5 seconds. Wisps will also be resurrected, teleported to you, and healed. That's crazy. That's really cool. Ultimate, I'm assuming, is the ult. You can cast other abilities while channeling. If you are knocked, stunned, or moved too far away, the effect ends. If cast complete on a wisp, you heal yourself. Cool. Sounds good. So, Luna. I don't care for support characters. She seems like a lot of fun to play. I don't know that I'll care too much about playing her. Specifically, we're gonna put her down here with Myth. Specifically, I like the just DPS or tank playstyle, not really the support healer type characters. Moving on to Oath. Oath is not a Luna. Knockout. Knocking an enemy into a wall stuns them. Okay. Dude, he looks so fun. What the heck? Look at his little paladin looking self. Hammer. Press to throw a hammer that reactivate it to recall it. Deals damage. Hold to charge a swing that damages and knocks back the enemy. Press, throw your hammer, passing through enemies and dealing X amount of damage. Press again to recall your hammer, dealing the same damage to the enemy it passes through. While on the ground, your hammer grants allies vision. Cool. That sounds cool. So it acts like a ward. Hammer smash. Hold to charge a powerful swing and knocks back enemies and deals up to 500 plus X amount of damage based on how long it's been charged. Full charge after 1.25 seconds. When fully charged, Hammer Smash knocks an enemy into a hunter, wall, or other object, and then it applies the knockdown passive. That's just his left mouse button. Okay. Barrier Shield. Hold to create a shield that blocks damage until it runs out of energy. The shield regenerates energy while stowed. If enemies break the shield, it cannot regenerate for 12 seconds. Barrier Shield's maximum energy scales with max HP. While shielding, you take increased damage from behind. Blocking damage resets 360 smash, left shift, cooldown. Dude's crazy. 360 smash, spin in a direction to deal X amount of damage in a radius around you, and knock back enemies. Press while using Barrier Shield to empower bash. To use empower bash. And then Purify Zone, create a healing zone around your hammer. The zone bursts for additional healing. Cool. Wisps affected by it begin to resurrect. Very cool. And then Earth Shatter. I wonder where I've heard that before. Creates a fissure that deals damage. The fissure grows and creates cascading eruptions to deal 200 plus X amount of damage and slows enemies. The fissure is blocked by walls. All right. Oath. He seems like a ton of fun. I feel like I would play the heck out of him. I'm putting him right up above Kingpin. I feel like I'd be more likely to play him than Kingpin, but Kingpin seems like I could really troll some people. Now we're going to Zeph. Gust applies Windswept, a mark that your other abilities detonate for bonus damage. Whoa. Okay, so Windswept is cool. Detonating Windswept refreshes a charge of Heal Blast. Okay. Gust. Press to fire a gust of wind. Hold to do a stronger one. And then it applies Windswept. Right click, heal yourself or an ally. Has 2 charges increasing with ability level. Okay, and there's like the detailed one. Here's a detailed one of that. Holding for too long lowers the damage, just like Myth's bow. So that's pretty cool. Cyclone Dash. Press to perform a short dash. Refunds 50% of his abilities cooldown. Hold to summon a cyclone. On release, dash a long distance. Bringing allies with you and giving them some glider fuel. Oh, that's super cool. Okay. He seems pretty crazy. I don't know that I would, so far, I'm not sure that I would play him, but sounds like they'd be really fun to have on your team. A vacuum grenade. Throw a grenade at a target location. After a short delay, it deals X amount of damage, pulls enemies towards its center, and grounds and slows them. So it knocks them over and slows them. If the pulled enemies collide, they're damaged again and stunned for not quite a second. Very cool. Second wind. After a long range, fire a long range wind blast that heals allies and damages enemies. Hitting allied wisps passively revives them. Okay. So he seems like a lot of fun. This little elf kid looks like a lot of fun. I'm gonna say for fun level, I'm putting them down here, maybe right above Myth, for how fun they are to play. Currently, that's how I'm feeling right now. I like the passive, like doing damage, breaks Windswept, and you do more damage and such. Very cool. Okay, Celeste. Interesting look. Interesting look. I don't know how that chain holds onto her hair, but it must be made of ice. Got it. Shatter, Ice Spear, and Ice Crash chills enemies. When killed, chilled enemies shatter, dealing AoE damage. Hold to fire homing darts. What the heck? Multiple hits explode for additional damage. Ice Spear fires a spear that slows and detonates after a delay. It has 2 charges. So you can just chuck spears at people and throw homing darts. What the and it that one applies chill, which chills enemies. Very cool. Skate. Hold to skate in your direction. Release to stop. Releasing skate early refunds up to 65% of its cooldowns. Ice Wall. Summons a wall that pushes enemies and blocks projectiles. I've seen it. When you shoot it out, it just like pushes a wall in a direction. Like at those arcade games where you throw the coins in and it pushes that wall out and it eventually pushes the coins down. You get to do that but with enemy players and just push them right off the map. Ice Crash. Become invulnerable and slow nearby enemies. Stuns enemies if reactivated after a delay. From what I remember seeing this, it's like the Lysandra ultimate on herself specifically. So Celeste, she actually sounds pretty cool. I've seen some gameplay of her. She seems fine. I don't know if it's a character that I would play regularly. They're within the controller. We're now into the controllers rather than protectors. Seems cool. I do main controllers in Valorant, but I don't know if this is one of the controllers that I would want to play. But we are going to put them up in probably like B tier. Yeah, this feels accurate. Feels like a good spot. Good middle ground. They might not be the least fun, but they might not be the most fun for me. Void. Void looks very cool. I like the suit pants. They're just dapper as hell, dude. I didn't realize how much swag they had. Oh my god. Look at that jacket. Okay, Void, aesthetically, way cooler than I remember seeing on other people's videos. Hands of Fate. Dealing damage empowers your abilities. Void floats and never makes footstep noises. Okay, that's cool. Gravity Orb. Fire an orb that deals damage. After not firing, your orb becomes stronger. So orbs charged when not fired. And firing faster reduces projectile speed and damage. So if you're just spamming them, they're going to do less damage and move slower. So you want to be more methodical with your shots. And fully charged orbs slow enemies. Void Snap fires a cluster of shards that stuns enemies. Stun duration increases the farther the projectile traveled. So he's like a long range controller once again. Swap. Lobs a projectile at a target location, teleporting to the spot where it lands and swapping places with any unit located there. Empowered. So if you have it fully charged, if your orbs are fully charged, I'm guessing, it swaps accelerated from 2 seconds to 1.25 seconds. That's crazy. So you can, if you want to be inside of the middle of your team and you can land a swap on top of an enemy like Squishy or something, you can swap places with them and bring them into your melee people. That's crazy. Okay. Oh my God. Unstable anomaly. Create a bomb in a target location. Reactivate to detonate and deal a minimum of X amount of damage, increasing to 2.5 times damage over 6.5 seconds. The bomb grows slowly and increases its area of effect. Okay. And then empowered, the bomb grows larger and more quickly. Got it. How do I apply a empowered again? Dealing damage in a short amount of time to become empowered. Got it. And then the ult black hole, summon a powerful vortex. It's like a Zarya vortex that pulls in and stuns. That stuns and pulls enemies towards the center for 3.5 seconds and deals 2.3 damage every 0.1 second. That's a lot of damage. It sounds like that. I feel like there could have been better verbiage there on the amount. And then if it's empowered, the radius of the vortex is nearly doubled. It goes from 350 to 500 units for the radius. All right, so Void. Honestly, I'm surprised how fun he sounds. I think I'm going to put him up at A. I don't think that I passed on any. I think everybody sounds pretty fun. If I had to put somebody in past, it's probably the bunny girl. I don't really care for that type of playstyle. But this currently is my projection for how fun the characters will be to play. Ignore the smash or pass. It's definitely not accurate at all, because if it was, there's a couple of... Anyways, thank you for watching this tier list of the amount of fun these characters are. I appreciate you for tuning in.